Hello and welcome to the special weekly show called Diaspora Diamonds, which is our salute to over 32 million strong Indian diaspora present in over 200 nations worldwide. I'm Gautam Roy. The show launched the same day, same time earlier this year, around the time the 17th Pravasi Bhartiya convention was held in Madhya Pradesh's Indore city. PBD provides a platform for overseas Indian community to engage with the government and people of India and share their experiences and insights. It also helps strengthen ties between India and global Indian diaspora and to recognize the achievements and contributions of Indians living abroad. The Pravasi Bhartiya Samman Awards are an integral part of the biennial event and are conferred by the President of India upon members of the Indian diaspora who made exceptional contribution in their chosen fields and have acted as India's ambassadors in foreign lands. Our guest this week is one such awardee this year, Dr. Vaikuntham Iyer Lakshmanan, recipient Pravasi Bhartiya Samman Award and scientist, entrepreneur cum philanthropist. Welcome to Diaspora Diamonds, Dr. Lakshmanan, and thank you for joining us from Toronto, Canada. Now, first of all, congratulations for the award. What were your first thoughts when you heard that you're getting the highest honor that the Indian government can give an Indian living abroad?
Thank you very much, Gautam. It's a privilege. Humbly accepted the award. When the call came from Mathrubhumi, when the High Commissioner, His Excellency Vermaji, called and informed, I felt very humbled. And Mathrubhumi calling, it was a privilege that being part of this great honor. I want to thank the Government of India and the Indian community for everything. Thank you very much.
Now, what can you tell us about your journey from India to Canada? How did you get to settle there after having got your PhD in chemistry from the University of Bombay and postdoc in lecturer at Birmingham University in the UK?
Well, Gautam, it's a great question. Everything depends on a teacher that you get in your life. I was privileged that I had Professor B.C. Haldar as my teacher, teaching me inorganic and nuclear chemistry at the Bombay University. Professor Haldar studied under P.C. Sarkar, P.C. Ray, and Glenn Seaborg in Berkeley University. With his rich experience, he shared his knowledge with students, and I was one of the chosen students to work under him for my master's and PhD in the field of inorganic and analytical chemistry. During those years, Gautam, it was a privilege. We could get samples irradiated at Apsara reactor and Cyrus, bring the samples to the lab at Bombay University, study solvent extraction, the field of solvent extraction. Even at the age of 83, I'm working on solvent extraction. But the strong fundamentals were taught to me by the great Professor B.C. Haldar. What I learned as solvent extraction for my PhD thesis continued in my journey. When I went to Birmingham, the university asked me to set up a radiochemistry laboratory at the Department of Minerals Engineering.
Right.
Instead of bringing samples irradiated at Apsara and Cyrus, here I got them irradiated Alder-Mason reactor, bring them the short-lived isotope to the university, do my work on separation technology and making high-purity materials. Yeah, Gautam, what is very important, Gautam, is the field of solvent extraction as part of an emerging field of hydrometallurgy was at infancy at that time. Okay. And that brought me to the field of minerals engineering, a combination of chemical engineering along with metallurgy and chemistry, introduced me to many people in the field of associated chemical industry, the eminent scientists working from Harvard and BNFL and associated chemical industry. And that introduced me, in England, you had Imperial College, Birmingham, training people in the field of mining. But in England itself, except the coal mine, did not have much in mining. But people who got educated in England, went to Australia, Canada, became very, very senior officials. They'll come to Birmingham University and hire people to go and work in their countries. So it was a privilege for me when Gordon Ritchie from Ministry of Energy, Mines and Resources in Canada came and requested whether I could come to Canada and work. As you know, Gautam, Canada is a rich country, the second largest in the world, but also She has lots of mining companies, major mining companies. So working at Birmingham University, teaching in minerals engineering, gave me an opportunity to come down to England along with my wife, Sharda, to Canada, along with my wife, Sharda, and I started working in the industry, mining industry in Canada, and that started my journey.
Great, wonderful. Now, you've been given the Pravasi Bhartiya Samman Award for your contributions in the field of community welfare, but you're also a scientist and innovator with multiple patents and an entrepreneur as well. Tell us more about your eventful life journey in these facets of your life.
Well, Gautam, I had the unique opportunity not alone working in the industry, Eldorado Nuclear, Noranda, but also it gave me opportunity to work as adjunct professor at the University of Toronto, the Department of Metallurgy and Materials, and also at the McMaster University at the Department of Chemical Engineering. So all my life, I had opportunities to work in the academic field and also in the industry. But also, I after working at Eldorado Nuclear, one of the 5 nuclear refineries in the world, Eldorado Nuclear became Cameco. And today, India, of course, gets a lot of uranium from Cameco. And the origin of Cameco was Eldorado Nuclear and Saskatchewan Mining and Development. I had a unique opportunity to work in the mine site as well as the refinery at the Port Hope mine site at Uranium City. So uniquely, I got, after Eldorado Nuclear, I was offered a position at Ontario Research Foundation, the leading technology development organization, a crown corporation between Ontario government and Canadian exporters and manufacturers. The primary objective here was to look at the problems for the clients, be it small and medium size or multinational, and that gave me unique opportunity. It is not only enough to write papers and get patents, but also very important to understand the need of the client and develop tailor-made solution for the client's needs. But today's time, Gautam, as you know, today is the knowledge economy, and the intellectual property IP is very, very important. And
yes,
we have to understand how do you convert the IPs into commercialization to create the economic opportunity and reinvest back in research and develop opportunities for the community. Thank you.
Okay. Now, education and experience put you in a unique position to tell us about where the science and tech innovation and entrepreneurship partnership stands between India and Canada at present and where it could reach in the future.
Gautam, it's a very, very interesting question. Gautam, I sit in many boards, like IC Impact, I sit in the KITE at the University Health Network. All these opportunities help me to interact with other academics and the people from the industry. What is very important in India with the 1.3, 1.4 billion population, and Canada the second largest in terms of area, but about 40 million population. When we came to Canada, and myself and my bride Sharda, when we came to Canada in 1974, population of Canada was only 19 million. Yes. Today it is 40 million. Today it is 40 million, and Gautam, and Canada has plans to make it to 100 million in coming years. And Canada is a unique country. I just would like to say that the two democracies working together, there are opportunities, be it clean technology, be it green energy, be it critical metals. Canada is a rich country with resources, Gautam. And when you talk about the lower carbon footprint, the critical metal becomes a very enabler. And India does not have enough critical metals, whereas Canada has got a lot of critical metals, whether it's lithium or copper or nickel or cobalt or graphite. So it gives unique opportunity, not only digging a hole in the ground, Gautam, and Canada has a good ecosystem to take what you mine from the ground to make commercial opportunities, create wealth, and it has this legal system, the financial, TSX, and everything else. And there's a lot of opportunity, whether it's healthcare, whether it is critical metals, green energy, or artificial intelligence. There are a lot of opportunities. And India, with the demography with 29 years average age, there's a great opportunity for Canada and India to be coming together to help the global village with a good quality of life.
Sounds great. Sounds great. India's had some critical finds as well recently as far as critical minerals are concerned, and let's hope that that also stands us in good stead. Now, you've got the Pravasi Bhartiya Samman Award for community welfare activities. I believe you're part of a wide range of philanthropic ventures as well, or activities from helping the blind to even Indian students coming to Canadian universities. Could you share some details with us there as well?
Well, Gautam, when we left the shores of India, when many of us, when we do, I'm talking about we left nearly 56 years back, we all left for higher education, skill development, or finding an employment opportunity to do. But in life, Gautam, buying grocery alone is not enough. What is important, Gautam, is when we came to buy grocery, we had to go to what you call Gerard Street, a suburb here, to buy groceries, Indian groceries. But now you get every street corner, you get Indian groceries. But what is important is, it is not buying groceries that's enough. What you have to learn is to give back to the community, Gautam. I very strongly believe it. Being in the community 50 years back, if I had to go to a temple, me and my wife Sharda, we had to drive 300 miles, 350 miles to Pittsburgh to Balaji temple. We'll offer the prayer and take the prasad and come back. That is 12-hour trip we will do. But today in GTA, we've got 160 temples. But you don't stop just building temples and gurudwaras, but you have to go beyond. Just we learn from Jewish community what they have done, be it healthcare or education. Now, Gautam, our Indian community has come forward. People like Vasu Chanchalani, Ramesh Chota, and all that. We all have contributed now. We are doing very strongly, establishing associations and institutions, helping universities like Waterloo, McMaster, University of Toronto, University of Network, as part of a team raising $250 million for Toronto Rehab, Toronto Rehab Institute. So together, what is very important, I want to emphasize is, buying grocery, raising family, everybody does it. That's not enough. You need leadership. Sure, you give back to the community, and our community has been very fortunate. Many leaders in the community, by the people like Vasu Chanchalani, Ramesh Chota, many have come and contributing, mobilizing the community to participate, be it healthcare, be it education, and else. In doing this process is our Mathrubhumi. We have to continually work together. And my wife Sharda has been very supportive. I worked very closely with the former president, late President Kalam. Through him, I got to know the movement of Pura and Smart Village and many other things. And in that corridor, I had an opportunity to participate and donate mobile hospital to Meenakshi Mission Hospital in Madurai. And with that, we gave funds for the mobile hospital, and Meenakshi Mission Hospital gave the personnel. So it would go across 3 or 4 districts and taking care. People come and wait in the street corner, but they know when they come. So this is a small contribution, Gautam. Many drops form an ocean. This is a small contribution by an expatriate Indian living in a distant country.
Wonderful. Now, you've been living in Canada for you mentioned over 5 decades, pretty much into going into 6th one. It must have given you a lot of insight into the Canadian socio-economic milieu. Now, what common ground do you see with India which could be built upon further to bring the two countries and societies even closer?
Gautam, I'm from my Mathrubhumi. The Indianness never leaves me. I may be calling myself carrying a Canadian passport, but it is Bharat Mata lives in my heart. We Indians, compassionate, tolerance, and we have accepted people coming from many countries, Gautam. And India today, what you see, it has been a melting pot for people coming from, whether from west or east, whatever it is. We all may be looking different, but we are all Indians. But the same thing with Canada, through democracy, the legal system similar to India, common country. Gautam, Canada has been very, with their open arms, receives immigrants from various countries. And one of the former Prime Minister of Canada, Joe Clark, used to say, Canada is a community of communities. And if you have community, If your community, tolerant, compassionate communities, the country becomes gentle and also very welcoming to other people. So there's a lot in common between India and Canada, and this with people from different faiths, different colors, and different languages. They all come to enrich Canada. Gautam, in under 3 to 4 weeks, organizing a major event called Indian Art Festival and focusing on the arts from the villages. People see Bhangra, people see Bhartanatyam, but there's richness in India in the villages. They do Karagatam, Dharambatam, and we are showcasing, uplifting. When you do that, you make the local community richer. Our children get to see how wonderful this great country is. But we are bringing a rich tradition, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 years old tradition to Canada, making the global village very rich, accepting, adapting, and taking it further.
Yeah. Okay, could you also tell us how is India viewed by Canadians themselves? Is it seen as a rising global power, which is also the voice of the global south, as it is seeking to be while hosting the G20 summit this year?
Gautam, when I was in India to receive the Pravasi Samman Award, I could see the G20, the flags and PR material everywhere. I felt so good. I left India in 1969, but seeing all this happen, the world coming to India, Gautam, make you feel so good. On my way to the award ceremony, I saw all these flags. What it tells is India becoming a major power. India becoming a major power. India is part of the Indo-Pacific pact. What it also tells you, India during the COVID time, the generosity of Indian government, Modi ji, giving COVID vaccines to the rest of the world when some countries were, debating how to manage. They didn't have manufacturing capability. India came forward to give the vaccines to the world. So, she accepted the global citizen as part of the, we are not living alone. You share your strength of values. In Y2K time, 2000 Gautam, in my house, we used to get a lot of youth coming to our place. We used to have New Year parties, 150 people, and give jobs to, arrange jobs or whatever it is. So make connectivity for people. So accepting India is a knowledge power, be it pharma, be it digital, and people have come to recognize with the Indian demography, people see India is a major power and they want to be working with India, whether you call it Indo-Pacific, whichever name you call or whatever it is, but India is a major power, but also the demography, the young, vibrant population, everybody wants to be part of. There was a time, India is a bride, everybody wants to be dancing with. 50 years back, I remember one of the High Commissioner going from Canada to India. They were saying, Lucky, what do we do there? But today, nobody will ask you because India is everywhere. When me and Sharda were living in England, we used to buy Guardian and Times to look for articles on India. We were looking for sentences on India. Yeah. Today, India is everywhere. We have seen the transition and we are proud to be people of Indian origin.
Sounds great. Now, Indians have had a long-standing presence in Canada as well. The 7th largest number of PIOs and NIs are in Canada. Over 100,000 Indians immigrated to Canada in both 2021 and 2022. Now, how have they been contributing to Canada's progress in furthering ties between our two nations?
Well, I must say this, Gautam. When Pichai became CEO of Google, CBC came and knocked at my door. The guy came, at that time, Gautam, you might have seen, I arranged a lot of conferences and summits and all that. I was arranging Canada-India Healthcare Summit, bringing eminent people from India and Canada together, talking about issues on the healthcare. So at that time, CBC reporter came and knocked at my door. She was saying to me, people call me Lucky. She said, Lucky, how is it that we had Nadella, Microsoft, and now we have got Pichai in Google? What is special about you guys Indians? what I want to say to her is, in the manufacturing economy, Gautam, you need to invest on capital equipment, which needs lots of resources.
That's right.
And it takes a lot of time. Whereas in the knowledge economy, it's the intellectual capital that makes all the contribution. And we in India, with all the IITs and other schools, we have brought in all these wonderful children, wonderful students with the knowledge power. When they go to other places, US has got the ecosystem. It is not only the intellectual wealth, but she also, whether it's law, by legal, or finance, she creates. Whether it's Silicon Valley or Boston, you have it. That's why even from England, when you find something, you always go to US to do whatever you do. So, CPC reporter was asking, Lucky, when can we in Canada be a Silicon Valley place? I had to say that there are these young children coming from India. Every year you are getting, this year we got about 200,000 students coming from India.
That's
India contributes, Gautam, with the aging population in Canada. Of course, in other countries also, they are in the Western world. But India has been a source of young population coming to Canada, contributing with the economy, with their purchasing power, whatever it is. And Canada, at the end of the day, give a level playing field for people to come and participate and play the game. And here, Gautam, these students, when they come, after 3 years, after they get the education, Canadian system allows them to stay here. Yes. And they get the work permit. And then the work permit, they become a citizen. And the story continues. And this, when Canada says we want to go from the 40 million today, 39 million, to 100 million, India will be playing a major part. And I feel very proud. India, with its rich heritage. I must say this to you, Gautam. There was a time, me and my wife, we used to get the movies in an aluminum box, go to the bus stand, collect it, play the movie in the basement with our dhoti, get a projector from the university and play it, puts the collector money in the box and send it to the next day. Today, you get our Bollywood movies in all the major theaters. We can see Pathan or Punni Selvan, major theaters. We have come through a great, the journey has been very, 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 very interesting, and we are proud that we are part of this journey. And today in the digital world, you can see everything instantly. There was a time, Gautam, we come from Bombay. My mother used to come from Parel to Martina in train. And my friend used to have a phone in his house in Sion. And we used to have a coin box in Birmingham for shilling coin. While talking half the time, I won't have shillings, and I have to again, my mother will write a letter, hey, when can we talk again? But today, children don't see all these things. The digital world, whether it is social media, whatever it is, communication is so strong, so you're connected so well. In the intensity, it doesn't change. Even those days, they're well connected to India, today also, but it is even more, very, very, very much happening, and opportunities are many more.
Definitely. And how is the contribution that the Indian diaspora is making viewed by their adopted country, in this case Canada? You've been honored by the Canadian government as an officer of the Order of Canada as well. So I guess that makes you a living example.
Well, Gautam, I'm privileged. I got recognized by Mathrubhumi, also got recognized by my Karma Bhumi. I'm blessed, and it's all the blessings from Bhagwan and the Gurujis. What I want to say to you, the glass ceiling was always, we always were concerned about. But today, if you look around, Gautam, Canada is a unique country. Even people who are not born in Canada are in a great position, be it in private sector, whether it's Prem Watsa, whether Ray Sagi, Steve Gupta, or Marwaha, whether it's the banking sector, financial investment, real estate, hotel, and tourism. Indians are playing a major role. We had a Diwali party at a major bank in the financial district in Toronto, in Bay Street. And a senior official came, a friend of mine, Hari Pandey, organized that. I was there. It was in 1986. And this official, she said, hey, Lucky, Hari, you guys have come from Gerrard Street to the main street. Gerrard Street, Gautam, is the place where in those days we used to go to buy groceries and Indian restaurants, eat, and see some movies and come. That was her pastime during the weekend. And she made a comment coming from Jharsi to Main Street. Gautam, I want to say, today the Indian community, they are there in all in all levels of power, be it the municipal or be it state level. We had Premier Dustan BC, we had Anita Anand in Ottawa, corridors of power. We had Dalibal in the corridors of power, Harinder Thakkar in Queen's Park. So Indians are not alone in the private sector, public sector. Also, many Indians today, Gautam, when I was taking President Kalam, I brought him to Canada for 3 or 4 times. When I used to take him to some universities, professors used to come, we arrange meetings with Naylor and everybody else. People who are there, today they're vice chancellors of major university, Waterloo, McGill. My good friend Deep Saini is the vice chancellor in McGill. What more can we ask? Either academic contribution or political power, or a private sector.
Yes, lots of Indians in Canada are very well placed now in politics too. They're in government. Now, before we let you go, tell us about the experience of attending the Pravasi Bhartiya Divas convention in Indore itself. I'm sure you must have also been coming to India every now and then. What are the impressions that you've taken back from your latest visit about the country's progress and development?
Gautam, in 50 years back, when I came to India to travel to another city, there were various challenges. But today, traveling in India is as good or even better than many other countries. I've been amazing. Transportation, highways, and India is the motorways and all that. Very, very impressed. Very, very proud coming to Mumbai. I was born in Tamil Nadu, but grew up in Mumbai, and seeing Mumbai, coming from Toronto, another financial capital, feel very, very proud. And the vibrant economy and the passion, people work. I've done projects with people like Vedanta, Tata, and other people. Yes. People work long hours. It is not that in India people work from 8 to 4. I see young people. What makes me feel very proud when I was in Udaipur and else in Vedanta, youngsters sitting in front of their laptops and working even at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock in the night with a full, it makes you feel proud. People are not gone home at 4 o'clock. So India today is very different from what it was, and makes you feel very, very proud.
Great. Wonderful. Great talking to you. And once again, congratulations for getting the award, and thank you for joining us to talk about the entire experience as well. Thank you, Dr. Lakshmanan.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right, that's all we have for the moment in this edition of Diaspora Diamonds. For all the latest, keep watching DD India.